So guys, today we'll be learning how to code a simple landing page with HTML5 and CSS3. If you look at right here, we have an header, we have an image. If I scroll down, I have a link with a button and also another link beneath it. So what we want to do is to also create this simple site. So first thing, I'm going to show you my text editor. I have three folders. I have two folders with the CSS, another one with image. If I click here, you're going to see the image that I also designed, this image in Illustrator, which is this. So I'm going to go ahead and close it right here. So this is my HTML text. So this is my HTML document. So I'm just going to generate a boilerplate. I'm going to call this lorem ipsum login. So this is my title. So yeah, I'm going to show you exactly. I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to minimize this so that we can be seeing both of them while we code. I'm going to minimize this as well. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to create a div tag with a class of main page. I'm going to close this. I'm going to create another div of class of logo. I'm going to also create another. In that one, I'm going to add an image. This is going to be for the logos that we can see right here. So I'm going to give it a source attribute. I'm going to locate it at the image folder. Okay, I'm going to end it like that. So in this part, I'm going to add another p tag. I'm going to call lorem ipsum. This is going to be for the logo. Alright, so what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to open it with my live server, which is going to load. Alright, if you don't have live server, you can go ahead and just install it. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is to code the other section. This time around, I'm going to give it a class of header. So under this header, I'm going to give it which is this. I'm going to give an h1 tag of don't have lorem ipsum yet, install it. And by the way, lorem ipsum is a dummy text, so I'm just using this for those a tutorial. So if you don't like this one, you can use anyone you like. I'm going to add my span to this. I'm going to set this below. On this other page, I'm going to add another div card of content. So this will be for the content below. Okay, after the header, which is this one right here. First of all, we need an image and a button. Okay, so I'm going to add an image tag of source attributes. So this image will be lorem ipsum, the same image we'll be using. So we're going to use one image throughout. Header 3 of lorem ipsum.com. So here I'm going to write 27,000 members, and I'm going to add just lorem ipsum 11. So this is going to generate 11 words, and I'm going to break this one apart with my break tag so that it goes to the other line. Alright, something like this. Okay, so I'm going to refresh this. I'll see what we have here. Okay, this is exactly what we have. So we have two images on our web page already. Alright, so the next thing that I'm going to do is to drag this down and I'm going to also add another text. So this text that we're having is we're adding another text beneath. This is for inquiries and some other few things that I'm just going to type down there. And suggest on chats. I'm going to add chats. I'm going to close it right here. So the next thing for me to do is to put an undo. This is going to be our undo. Lorem ipsum does like your regular Twitter undo. So I'm just going to type it like that. Just close it right there. So the next thing we need is a button. So I'm going to add a button. Visit website. So that's for the button, and then we are going to add a preview site. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh this. Okay, so we are done with that. We are done with our first page. So I'm going to go back to the CSS right now. So if I come to the CSS, which is this, I'm going to come here. So you see what we have here. This is what we want to design. So first of all, we have to work on the images. So I'll come here and just work on all the page rather. So I'm going to target all the page with my white card, margin 0, padding also 0. So border box sizing, and I'm going to save this. You see, this will actually remove all the space, but it's not working because we've not linked our style sheet. So let's go ahead and link it. So I'm going to go to my head and just link the style sheet immediately. So I'm going to put this under a link tag, a link with a ref of style sheet. and also an href of our main.css, which is our CSS file. So you can save it anything you like. So if I refresh it, you'll see that I don't have any space again right here. So the next thing to do is to go back to my CSS and then continue the other thing. So I'm going to add a font family of Calibri Light. So I'm going to put your put your 2 colons so the thing actually change. So that's that. I'm going to scroll down so that you see how this has affected all the rest of the page. So that's basically it. So I'm going to go back to my HTML. So the other thing we want to do is to target our logo. Okay, so I'll come back here and just come down, right, logo, image. So the image inside our logo class. So I'm going to put 1 rem, which is going to reduce it once I refresh. As you can see, is the logo looks tiny right there. So I'm also going to write this time just logo. For the just logo, I'm going to add a margin of 1 rem, 0, and then 1 rem, 2 rem. Now this is to give it padding, but by the left hand side. Okay, I'm also going to add the display of inline flex, so to make it float by the right hand side, which you can see right here. So the next thing for us to do is to go back to our HTML and see what is left for us to add. So we are going to be adding for the heading text this time. So let's go back, let's come back down here, let's write heading, open our HTML, background color of we don't know the background color yet, so we have to sample it. Let's come here. I'm going to be using a plugin called Colorzilla. I think it's called, yeah, Colorzilla. So I'm going to sample the color right here. Okay, I'm going to go back here and just select Colorzilla. So when I sample my Colorzilla, I'll double click on it. So I'm going to copy the Colorzilla. So if in the case you don't have Colorzilla, you can also install it on your Chrome. Okay, so I'm going to paste the color right here, right background color, and just paste it right here. Alright, so Colorzilla helps you to get color from your HTML document. So I'm going to, that's the Colorzilla right there. So I'm going to go out of it. So the next thing for me to do is to save this. So you see it here, I have my color right there. So we have to change the color of the text. Color, we're going to choose triple F for white. So as you can see, we have triple colors there. The next thing I'm going to be adding here is text align. So we want to align this to the center, so I'll just put it to center. So this has aligned everything. This has already put it to the center nicely, as you can see. I'll go back to my HTML code. I want to change something. I'm going to change it to just a P paragraph because I think it's too bold. I want it to be P. Yeah, just P is okay. If I save this now, look how light it looks like. Now it looks lighter. I think this looks much better for us for the kind of project we want to accomplish. So let's go down. And this side we are going to add a font size of 1 rem, which will also increase it. No, let's put 1.5. This is much more better. So I'm going to go down of this and just add an heading of span. So inside this span, I'm going to add font weight of bold, which is going to make the much more visible, as you can see in the middle of the text right there. So the other thing that we're going to do is to actually add a padding to our paragraph of 1 rem, 1.5, I think, yeah, 1.5 rem, and then 0 by the right, 1.5 by the bottom, and 0 by the left. So this will also pad it nicely, as you can see right here. So the next I'm going to do is to go down of my page. I'm just going to scroll down, and I'm going to check to my HTML. I'm going to go back there. So the next thing I'd love for us to code is the I think is the image. Is the image within the body text. Let's see what we can do to that. Okay, that's within the content. Let's go back to our CSS. So I'm just going to type class content. I'm just going to target the image inside the content, and I'm just going to reduce it first. The width of 5 rem. Yeah, this is better. So I'm going to go down of that. Okay, this is the one we are checking. I'm going to go down of this, and I'm going to put a margin of top, a margin top of 2 rem. Alright, a margin right of 0, and a margin bottom of 2 rem, and a margin left of 0 rem. So this will only apply to the top and bottom margin, but to the left and right will just be of 0 margin. So yeah, I'm going to add a content. Our content here will be of I'm going to cut this. I'm just going to paste it at the top. So I'm going to paste it at the top. Just going to do this. I'm going to put a text align. I'm going to type it as center. So this will automatically align every text within the content will be set to center. So in this part, I will put my line height to be 2 rem. So this will also increases the line spacing between all the p tags, as you can see right here. If I scroll down, as you can see them right here. Now the next thing for me to do is to make sure that I have copy this text. Alright, I'm going to go down of it. Good, I'm going to come down and just paste it. I'm going to copy all the content in it and just delete it. I'm going to be targeting our H3 element, which is this. So we want to make it look at least more different. So we are going to be checking the font size. To the font size should be set to 2 rem. I think 2 rem is much better for us. If I save it, okay, this looks nice. So I'm going to come down. I'm going to go to HTML. Okay, I'm going to be tagging our p tag. I'm going to add a class to this that I can target it. I'm going to be adding a member. So member, the class member, I'm going to come here. So under this member, I'm just going to target the member. Okay, and the member is within the content section. Is within the content section. So go and copy this or cut it rather. I'm just going to we're going to come down and just paste it beneath here. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is just target my content. Click on content, target my content, member, and I'm just going to open the bracket. So here I'm just going to type in color. So I'm just going to add white for now. If I add white and I save it, it might end up disappearing because now it has disappeared because both the text and the body are the same color. So I'm going to reduce it. I'm going to add a grayscale, also a gray color, a very light gray, so to make it visible, but at the same time faint, so the text doesn't appear too much. So as you can see right here. So that's that. So I'm going to zoom out. Now I'm going to scroll down rather. Then I'm going to target both the undo. I'm going to go back to my HTML, check the undo, scroll down. Now the undo. So I'm going to add a class of undos. I think undos. I'm going to type social undo. It's better. Social undo. Social undos. Then I'm going to go back to my CSS. Then this time around, I'm just going to target this. Add social undos space backspace. Okay, no, not backspace. Enter. So yeah, I'm just going to write. I'm going to write the color of I'm going to copy this color and just paste it right there. I'm going to paste the color right here. So if I save it, you see, if I save it, it will affect the undo that we have down there. As you can see, so I'm going to go back. As you can see right here, that's also affected it here. So now the next thing to do is to go back here and I'm going to be checking. Okay, I think our undos. I'm going to be removing that. I'm going to be removing that P. I'm going to change it to an A tag. I want it to be a link. I'm going to break this down. I'm going to add a break button. I'm going to remove that S from that undo, so everything works nicely. So as you can see right here. Now the next thing for us to do is to go back to our CSS. This time we're going to be targeting our button. We're going to be targeting our button, so I'm going to add a cursor first, pointer. So this enable our handles to have a pointer, okay, so that we can point to it instead of, so that's why it feels like a link. So next thing to us to add a button margin. Okay, then we'll add a margin of 1 rem 0, 1 rem 0. So that's it. So which is going to put a space between up and bottom, a border of 0. Okay, remove the border from the button. Then we're going to add the font size. Font size of 1.5 rem. So the next thing we're going to do is text transformation. We're going to set it to uppercase. Then we're going to add a font weight to bold, then a background color of green, I think green. So let's check this out first with our colors dealer. Come here, I'm just going to set the color we need. Check this color. I'm going to click here, come back here. Yeah, that's the color we need. So I'm going to be showing you the, I'm going to copy this F00FF00, come back here and just paste it. Paste it here, put an arch and just paste it here. So this is going to give us a green. So we are going to put a color of white. So as you can see, the color is green as well. So we need a color of white. A color of white. So FF is okay. And then the next thing for us to do, as you can see, it has appeared. We need a padding. So we have to add a padding to this. We need to add a padding of we want to add a padding to the button so that we have enough space between the text and the border. 1 rem, 3 rem, 1 rem, 3 rem. So 1 at the top, 3 at the top right, and for the bottom and left. I'm commenting this out so that I can understand which actually is working for which. So I know that the 1 rem is for the top and the 3 rem is for the bottom. Okay, so that you have an idea what this thing represents. Okay, so that's for the 3 rem is for the right and the left hand side. So this time around we're adding a border radius tick. So we're going to start from the up top. Let's add the border radius there. A border radius of 50 rem is okay. Border radius of 50 rem. So that's that. We are going to convert. We are going to go back. As you can see, once we've done that, we are going to go back to our HTML. Okay, and then we are going to convert our p tag. I want those p tag to convert to a link. So we're going to convert that p tag to a link. So this I'm going to convert it to a tag, so it will actually work as a link. So I'm using emit, so this automatically changed my two tags together. So I'm going to add another one again. I'm going to add a break tag to that. I'm going to break it down. So that's that. I'm just going to break it. I'm going to break it down. So this is going to bring our preview from our button down. As you can see from the bottom, I'm going to add an href, which is pointing nowhere actually, to the link. It's an hash symbol, which is actually lead to nowhere. The same thing I'm going to do to the upper one. Href. Just put an hash symbol between it. Yeah, something like that. So I'm going to check this properly. So the next thing for me to do, go back to my CSS. So I'm going to enlarge this again a little bit. So this time we're adding a text decoration. So I think we are doing this to our link. Okay, which as you can see now we have an underline there. So it's text decoration, set it to none. So then we are going to target our new link, which is called site. As you can see, we had a class to not too long ago. So we are just going to check it. So I'm going to add a class of site. Come back. So we are going to style it. I'm going to be adding a color of. I'm going to copy that gray color. So this ocean blue color. So this is our color. We are just going to paste it here. Alright, and I'm going to go down, add text decoration of none. So this will actually automatically remove the underline that we have there, and they'll add a cursor. Try to no that already has the cursor. Let's check it. So I have to scroll up. I'm going to add a cursor to our button. Okay, button cursor. Right. Then next thing for us to do is to add an overstate, so that once you hover the button, so that you can have something like an invert, that the button can invert its color. So we are just going to add an overstate, open the bracket, then we are going to add a background color of our ocean blue. That's the only thing we are going to be adding to it. So I'm just going to paste the color. I'm just going to paste the color right there. So which is this. So if I override it now, you see the thing will actually change. Okay, as you can see right here. So it's changing. So we're going to add an overstate to our link as well. So for the link, I'm just going to add a class of social undo overstate, put a comma, a site, and overstate at the same time. Then I'm going to be adding a color of green. Okay, so now if I hover over these things, you see their color is going to change. Now it's going to change if I hover, as you can see, it's showing green. Now the next thing for me to do is to add a padding to the site. So that, as you can see, the site is appearing to the bottom of my page. So I don't want that. I'm going to add a padding of 5 frame. 5 frame at the bottom, then 0 at the left hand side. So if I scroll down, you see that I have a padding right here beneath it here, right here. So basically that's basically it. So we are going to add the now the next thing for us to do, if you look at what we've done so far, we need to add a favor icon to this. So to add our favor icon, so I'll add it to the top tab there. So I'm going to be putting a link here, okay, with a ref of icon with an href. Then I'm going to be linking my icon. If I save it, you see it will appear there. Yeah, something like that. As you can see, it has appeared. So that's how to add a favor icon. So I'm going to enlarge this. So let's compare it with, let's see how far we've come. So this is basically it. This took us not too long. If I override this site, you see it, even though this one also has the green site. So we'll make sure that everything is actually very responsive and also has a nice color. So if I go back here, you see what we have here. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.